All right, guys, I'm going to walk you through the life story workflow and how this works. Just so that you know, we're going to use Carrie Rivers as the example, and we're going to use connections because that is actually how we're going to get a life story form to a person through connections. It doesn't live out on the web anywhere. It has to be sent through a workflow in connections, working the process in membership or whatever connections opportunity that you might be using. So let's go ahead and go over to the plug, and we're going to go to membership processes. We're going to go to foundations because this is where one of the life story workflows lives. So we'll go ahead and click that green plus circle. I'm going to go ahead and go find Carrie Rivers. That's him. I'm going to click him again to choose him, and I'm going to make myself the connector so that Katie doesn't get an email letting her know that she's been assigned this. I'm going to go ahead and put testing in here just because I want everybody to know that in the future. I'll put in progress as the status, and the state is active. So we'll go ahead and click save. And what that will do is it will email Chris Rivers an email letting him know that he has a new connections request. And then we will start working the process, or Chris Rivers would come in here and start working the process. So you can see the activities down here below that this was assigned to him. Let's actually go see number 3. You can see I just got an email. This is that email saying, hey, Carrie Rivers has submitted a new foundations request. So if I click on that, it's going to take me to this page, and that is the purpose of that email. Okay, so let's go ahead and now send Carrie Rivers the life story because we want him to complete it. So I'm going to go ahead and click on that workflow down there. That was the life story workflow. And you can see that there is a standard email template that we put in here, but you can change this if you want to add some additional words. If you'd like to actually have this sent as it coming from a campus pastor or a responsible pastor, you could do that as well. I'm not going to do that. I'm just going to use Chris Rivers here, and then I'm going to go ahead and click on submit. And what that will do in the activities, if I go back a page, you'll notice that in the activities on 8/14, that the following was sent, a life story request was sent. So anybody, if they were to click on this on Carrie Rivers record and go to this, they'd see kind of where they are as they're in progress of getting connected into membership. So I'm going to go to my email. There is Carrie Rivers' email. You can see that email, CG Life Story. This is the template that was just sent from Chris Rivers. I'll go ahead and click on that so we can see what that form actually looks like. Carrie did not have an email on his record, so we'll go ahead and just add that here. I'm just kind of making it up an email, and it did populate his campus, so he doesn't have to put that in again and his date of birth. And then we'll go ahead and fill out this information. I'm just going to put some words in here, and so that you can see what this looks like when it's finished. So we'll click submit, and that life story request has now been completed. I'm going to archive that email, and then if we were to go to the inbox, if Chris Rivers was to get something in the inbox, he would see that Chris Rivers has completed their life story. So that's great. If we were to go back into that connections and we refresh the page, you'll see that there is a date, a stamp that life story was completed on 8/14. Now, where this actually lives, if you click on profile and you click on the tab of a person's record called sensitive person details, you will see that is where all of that life story information data lives. Okay, so that's what life story looks like. Let's now look at the covenant agreement, because that's a workflow that often happens right after the life story or before. Where the life story actually lives, where the covenant agreement actually lives is under, let's see, it lives under additional personal details. That's where that data actually lives under membership. Okay, so let's go ahead and look at that. We're going to go back to the person profile. We're going to go to foundations because the life story has been completed. And now we're going to click on the Send Covenant Membership Agreement. Now this will act just like the life story did. I'll go ahead and click Submit. I'll go back just so that you can see the activity that the following was sent, a covenant membership agreement. I'll go over to my inbox and you can see, man, there it is, covenant membership agreement, just like the life story one. I'll go ahead and click on that. And then if we scroll down, you can see this is where they can read more about information. Information has populated. So let's do 1, 2, 3 like that. And then we'll do yes, Pelham, and we'll do yes and click submit. And so that has now been finished. We'll archive that and we will refresh the page. And you'll see that that received covenant agreement happened on 8/14. You can see I also got a new email telling me that Chris Rivers has completed their covenant membership agreement. Now, where this data will live is on the person record. It is under the additional personal details, and you can see under the membership section, the date. You can see the information that they populated here in that section. Okay, so what would happen next based on your processes if you were finished with this, or if you were ready to put them in another area of ministry, another process, you could complete it, or you could give it to another staff member. I don't know what your process would be at this point, but that's how those two workflows work. I hope that helps. Let me know if you have any questions. Thank you so much.